Hello everyone. Today I am going to show you how to build a real-time crypto sentiment tracker. It periodically pulls Reddit containing a specified term, in our case, crypto tokens. By limiting the app to scrape only the crypto-focused subreddits, each time the tracker finds a new post, it computes a sentiment score and appends it to the graph. To calculate that score, we use VADER, a natural language processing tool that assigns a sentiment value to each word in the post and then sums them up into a single compound score. Now, to begin building our app, first we need to install the libraries mentioned here. The requirements file is going to be in the Github repo in the description down below. And to install them, you just need to use pip install -r requirements.txt. Hit enter, and that's going to be done. I already had those. Now, after we have installed the necessary libraries, we are going to import them. We are going to begin by the request library so we can make HTTP requests. Datetime, NLTKs, so we can use the natural language toolkit for text processing. VADER for sentiment analyzer from NLTKs. Pandas, so we can use data manipulation with data frames. Dash, so we can build a web app. And Plotly, so we can use graph objects for charting. Now, we are going to download VADER lexicon from NLTK so we can use the rules that VADER has. And we are going to create an instance for the sentiment analyzer. Then we are going to create the fetch Reddit post function, which is going to use query, limit, and subreddits, which basically this is the keyword that we are going to look for, the limit of the post, and the subreddits where we are going to be looking for the sentiment, which in this case we are using the subreddits Bitcoin and cryptocurrency. And this is going to return a list of dictionaries. Then we are going to create the headers. So it allows us to create an user agent so Reddit doesn't block us. And in here, you are going to place your Reddit username. And here, you are going to initialize an empty list to collect the post data. Now, we are going to loop over each subreddit in the list. Here, we are going to build the Reddit search URL. And in here is going to use the sub for each of the subreddits that we have placed before. And is going to be using the parameters that we defined before. Here is the query, sort, so we can sort by the new post, the restrict, so it's limited, so this only one subreddit, and the limit of the post per subreddit. And here is the response, which is going to send the HTTP GET request. And here is so it can raise an error if the request returned a bad status code. Now, we are going to iterate over each post in the JSON response, and we are going to extract the data dictionary for the post. And we are going to be appending into the empty list time, which is going to convert the timestamp to datetime. We are going to get the title post, get the body, and we are going to build the full post link. And in here, we are going to sort all collected posts by timestamp, and we are going to return only the newest limit posts. Now, using this line of code is going to initialize the Dash application. Using this, we are going to define the dark color palette for styling of the application. And here, we are going to define the top level container for the app, the header section, the inner title, and the main title. Basically, mainly of this code is just so we can style the application. But in here, we are going to be using this so we can set the interval to 60 seconds, and we are going to start the counter at 0. Now, we are going to define the callback to update the graph and post list on input or timers. And here, we are going to fetch up to 50 posts for the current query. And if there is no post return, then we are going to create an empty plot figure, and we are going to style the empty figure. And in here, we are going to initialize the list to hold sentiment scores, and we are going to iterate over each fetch post, and we are going to combine title and body for scoring. We are going to get the compound sentiment score, and we are going to store time and score. We are going to convert to data frame and sort by time, compute a 5-point rolling average. Here, we are going to build the sentiment trend line, and we are going to color the chart for the line and use a translucent fill under the line. Here, we are going to initialize a new plotly figure, and we are going to add a rolling sentiment line, and in here, we are going to draw a 0 line for neutral sentiment. Now, we are going to initialize a list to hold recent element post, and we are going to take the latest 20 elements, and we are going to reverse them in chronological order. We are going to format timestamp as a string, and we are going to compute the score again using the polarity scores function. Then we are going to choose a color and emoji based on sentiment, like this, and we are going to build a div for each post. This is more styling, and we are going to return the updated figure and post list elements. And finally, we just need to run the dash server. With this, we are going to just run the application, and this is going to work. Now it's loading, and as you can see, if we go to this URL, we will see the crypto sentiment tracking is already working. With this, now you have your own sentiment tracker, and I'm going to let the GitHub Repo link in the description down below. Please leave a like if you like this tutorial, and if you want to keep seeing this type of content, hit the subscribe button. See you the next time!